Work hard, play hard, and slay through the sweat with Nux Active. Nux Active is high-performance activewear that doesn't compromise on the chic. Power through Pilates, dare to reach your HIIT goals, and strive for that extra rep in Nux Active. Run, don't walk over to nuxactive.com. That's nuxactive.com to check out the latest collection and energizing colorways. And as a gift to you, take 20% off your purchase with promo code GlowUpGirl20 at checkout. Make positive moves with Nux Active. Let's start the show. Welcome to the Glow Up Girl podcast. I'm Kyra Mitchell Lewis, and thank you all for joining. Happy New Year. I want to start with that. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday season. Hope you were able to enjoy family and friends and also get some rest in as well. That time went pretty quickly. You're probably, if you're like me, you might be thinking that time away was pretty quick. I was out like that week, the week of Christmas. But you know, what's interesting is I was really looking forward to that time. I mean, I don't know if you're like me, I usually take a lot of my vacation time around like Thanksgiving, and then Christmas. And I didn't feel well like the whole second week, which slowed me down. There were things that I wanted to get done, but then I realized that maybe just take a pause, Kyra, and just relax. So I ended up just watching a lot of TV, catching up on a lot of shows, watching some new things that I had finally got to watch season 1 of White Lotus. So now I know why everybody else loves that show. Looked at some reality shows on Netflix, got caught up on a lot of things there. But, you know, overall, even though I thought that there was a lot that I needed to get done or things that I wanted to work on in that last week. I'm appreciative that my body said, yeah, no, you're not going to do that. And sometimes we need that. But here we are. It's January and we are ready to go. All right. So the last time we talked about jumpstarting your joy. And I gave you 4 things you could do to do just that. So a quick recap before we go into to today's topic. 1 was to celebrate 2022 and the wins, no matter how big or small. 2, write a letter to yourself. So celebrate the you that you are today, and write down your hopes and goals or intentions for 2023. 3, create your personal theme for 2023. So create that theme, but then also what goals support you being able to live within that theme for the year. And 4 was to find a tool that would allow you to track. So if you said, I've got, this is my theme for the year, where are you tracking that? Where are you keeping that information so that you can hold yourself accountable? So, tools like a journal or a vision board, or something, just anything that is something that you could refer to daily or weekly in order to track where you are. All right. So like I just mentioned, we are in January. We're in the second week of a new year. And right, we come in, we're pumped, we're amped, insert whatever buzzword you like there to start being this, whether it's new year, new you. we're going to do these things, we're going to crush our goals. But, let's just be honest, especially when we think about, our careers. Sometimes it can be hard to get back into that motivation, right? Especially when you've been out of work. I actually read something last week about people and the return to work, and how, a lot of people are really sort of like feeling not depressed, but just down or blue. They have the holiday blues. And I saw a lot of people posting on like Instagram last week about like how they are feeling down. There are people who like to sort of hold on to their holiday decor until like they don't have a choice but to take it down, because it is tough. You've had pretty much a month of get-togethers, parties, gift exchanges, dinners, all these things. And then and if you're fortunate enough to be able to take time away from your job, you had that time off where you just, were able to sleep in, or you were able to just like veg out, read, do whatever it was that you wanted to do. And then all of a sudden, because we do know that time goes really quickly. I think I saw a meme that said something like, when you're working, I think it was like, when you're home, when you're home, it takes 30 minutes for the 8-hour day to like go by. But then it's like the opposite when you're working. And that is true. It can feel like that. So I think there's really, it's really hard to return, right, in that first week. And so, I was having this conversation last week with a lot of my team members, because there is a lot for us to do. We do need to hit the ground running, but I also wanted to be sensitive to that fact that when people have been away, and a lot of times when people are just, you come back in and people are just like, and I need this, and where are we on this? And I need to do this, I try to really serve as a buffer for them to like take those blows so that they can ease back into that first week and just get reacclimated to like work. So with that being said, how do you maintain the motivation, at work in your career? Because yes, we talked about last month, the review season, and everybody creating these goals for things they want to accomplish. And so obviously when you come back, it's hard at the top of the year sometimes to regain that motivation when you've been away. And then also, it's still winter, it's still cold outside. And so that might be very hard for people. So I've got some ways today to talk about how you can maintain that motivation. Because if you think about, your goals, you might be saying, this is the year I get promoted. This is the year I want to start something new. This is the year I want to change my career altogether. So how do you stay motivated to move in that direction? So let's get started there. Let me put my glasses on. So, yep, it's New Year and I still can't see. Okay, so the first thing is choose your goals wisely. So if you made goals in December and it's January, you have the right to go back and revisit those goals. And you should always go back and look at your goals to make sure that they are in alignment with where you want to go. Because I think that definitely helps you to stay motivated. When you're just working towards a goal that you don't really believe in, you don't necessarily really want to accomplish, you're not going to be motivated to do it. So I think if you make goals in December, so I purposely did not make any goals until the first week of January. I mean, I looked through everything at the end of December. I looked at the final standings, so to speak, of where I was with the goals that I set for 2022, and looked at those, and then thought about, what I might want to accomplish personally, professionally for 2023, and just thought about it. Didn't write anything down on paper, because I feel like when you enter into that first week of a new year, you're still like, And I think that somewhere we've been told that you have to have it ready for the new year. You got to go into the new year with it all packaged up. And I used to do that, but I think you have to give yourself some space to walk into the new year, see how it feels, and then be able to set your goals. So I think revisiting, if you did write some already in December, revisiting those goals to make sure that now in January of 2023, that is the goal. Those are the goals that you want to attain. Those are the goals that you want to achieve. Those are things that you are excited about and you can get behind. And so choosing those goals wisely. Also, you think about, professionally, what do I want to accomplish in my career? Like we just talked about, do I want to get promoted? Do I want to transition to a different role? Do I want to transition to a different company, or do I want to transition to a different career altogether? So within those goals, you would figure out what skills do I need to achieve this? What are the things I need to start doing in order to get there? Okay. And then, like I mentioned before, just to make sure you have a place that you can write these down and keep track of them. Notebook, journal, smartphone, whatever works for you, through an app, whatever, but just make sure that you have a place that can help you to go back, revisit, and look at those monthly. I recommend monthly, because life comes at you fast. Things change all the time. So just be always checking and monitoring and looking at where you are, and know that you can always make a change. All right. Number 2 is know your purpose. So I think to stay motivated with anything that we've set, especially when we look at our careers, it is to know the purpose of what the goal that you've set, or what it is you say you want to achieve. Because if you don't know the purpose and you don't find purpose in it, again, you won't get there. You just won't. You won't know why you're doing what you're doing. I think knowing your purpose makes any goal that you set more achievable, and it will motivate you to give over 100%, right? And it will help you to build out. It'll also help you to build out those subtasks, right? So you've got a goal. So you have to have a goal, but then you also have to have the way, the subtasks, for lack of a better word, of the things that are going to help you meet that goal. Because if I put a goal down that says, I want to start a t-shirt company in Q3, or I want to become the president of, I don't know, X network by the end of 2023, right? Well, I should have a list of subtasks and things that I need to do that will help me to get there, which means you have to know the purpose of why you're doing it, and you have to think through all of the steps that you need to take in order to get there. All right, number 3, remind yourself of your successes. We talked about this at the beginning as a closer for 2022, but it's always important to celebrate your successes, no matter how small they might be. And that's where I think those subtasks come into play with your goals, because it will help you to say, wow, did this. Look at the things I accomplished in the month of January. I don't know about you all, but I'm definitely one of those people who will work through something, who will go throughout the day. And then at the end of the day, I will look at my to-do list, and things that weren't on my to-do list that I did, I will write those things down just to scratch them out so that I can celebrate, so that I can celebrate that win. It is congratulating yourself. It is patting yourself on the back. I think if you do that more, then when something doesn't work out the way we would like for it to work out, it's less of a blow, because you're able to then look at the other side of it and say, yeah, but I did these 10 things I got achieved that support these other goals. So just remember that positive reinforcement of the goals and the steps that you've taken already really can help you to not reflect on what you've accomplished in the past. And also, it also helps you with it being like a repeatable process, because I think if you get into the habit of doing this, you will see like, oh, wow, when I take these steps to do these things, and then I'm able to check some of my task off that helps me to meet this goal, it'll become a repeatable process for you. All right, number 4, surround yourself with supportive people. That's so important. It is really important to have good people around you who are, in healthy and supportive relationships that can help you maintain your productivity and motivate you. Look, we all know that at times we all hit roadblocks. We all hit these moments where something didn't work out the way we thought it was going to work out. We have that moment of, wow, I can't believe this happened. And it's okay to have those moments. Just don't let it take up resonance right in your brain. It's okay to have a moment of letdown, a moment of well, I'm sad about that. Totally fine. But don't let it take up resonance. That's what my therapist always says. Don't let it move in your neighborhood, in subdivision, or, your complex, your condo, whatever. Don't let it just take up permanent residence there. But if you have people in your corner who are supportive, you've got people that can, listen, people who can help you celebrate successes, people who can remind you of what you've accomplished. And I will say that I think that's a really important place where coaches come into play, is because a lot of times, we want to have that support from people who are our family, people who are our friends. And, and sometimes you don't always get that motivation. But when you have a coach that you're working with, a coach is your number one cheerleader. They want to know all the things that you're doing. They are there to celebrate you. They are there to help you through when you may have missed some of the goals, or you may have gotten to a roadblock and you might feel like you're stuck. I think that I'm definitely, as you know, an advocate for coaching, and and I would be advocating for coaching even if I wasn't career coaching now myself. I have just always, I have a coach, and it's just really important, because I think then you lighten the strain on your personal relationships, because your friends and family no longer look for them to support in those areas, because you have another source or another avenue for that. And then you can give them some of more the high level things, because of what I find is that people try and turn their friends into their coaches or their therapists, because they're always coming and saying, hey, let me tell you about this. Let me get your opinion on this. Let me pick your brain. And I think that that's one of the fatal flaws of when you become someone that somebody always just wants to pick your brain. That's like a friend of yours. At some point, it's like, it's cool to do sometimes, but I think that you have to find and channel other avenues to help you, giving you that support. Okay, number 5 is get creative. Sometimes the key to renewing your motivation or jumpstarting that motivation is to rework a process of how you've done something. It's to challenge yourself to do something new or something that's like out of your comfort zone. So it could just be looking at the way that, when you work, right? You may say, well, like I work at home. So I have, when I used to work in an office, I used to listen to music all day because, in an office, why not? At home, I usually have TV on with like sports in the background. And sometimes when I'm like working on something, I am just a side note, I am a person who can work with noise. Like I do some of my best work when I've got like stuff going on in the background. So I'm definitely not one of those people that have to like have silence or whatever. But what I noticed is that sometimes it's like I had gotten away from music and I forgot how like music really gave me like that creative like juice, that push. So I started to, put music back on certain days when I'm working on certain projects or doing certain things. Or you might have like a playlist that's designed for, you might have put together a playlist that is for when you work on like, oh, I'm doing strategy today. This is like my strategy playlist. So I think just finding something creative that can help to motivate you to begin to do something different. Also, like when you're brainstorming, think about like when you're working on something and how you approach a project, right? I like have a whiteboard, love to write on my whiteboard, but then I also like writing, using sticky notes to like just build something that I might be working on. If I'm working on a presentation or something, I try to use that to build the story. And just sort of seeing like all those colorful like sticky notes everywhere, it just like gets my juices like, going, the creative juices flowing. All right, number 6 is stay positive. Because when motivation isn't always there, right? And sometimes it can become challenging. And when you think about, or if you're reflecting on your thoughts, so instead of reminding yourself of what you find challenging, focus on the best parts of your career, your project you might be working on, the job, and think about those elements of your work that bring you the most joy. And I can tell you, this is an example from last year for me. I was right when I really knew that I was going to transition out of that position to something different, but I still had to be motivated because we had a really big, important, like online event that happened right at the end of January. And I knew no matter how I personally felt about things, I had to I had to stay focused. I had to be motivated and I had to motivate myself. And I just chose like an attitude of, positivity. This is going to be fun. I'm going to, I do like these elements of the job. And that's the one thing I think that a lot of us can probably agree to is that even if you're not happy, like say maybe with a company that you're working with, at the core of it, most people really enjoy the work that they do. And I think that's really important to bring yourself back and center you is that I really do like, marketing. I like storytelling. I like building a story, seeing it come to life, helping to solve problems for our customers, et cetera, et cetera. And so if you can bring yourself back to those things in your day-to-day that you find joy. And then on top of that, practice gratitude by thinking about those parts of your career and the journey that you're most thankful for. And I think that will help you to stay motivated to reach your career goals. All right, number 7 is reward yourself. Yes, so you get a theme here, right? Celebrate your wins, but also reward yourself. Like when something good happens or you accomplish a goal, maybe it's celebrating, it's going out to lunch. It's maybe I'm going to order myself lunch in today, or I'm going to order dinner in tonight, or I'm going to go out to dinner. I'm going to go buy myself something that I've been looking at. So it is just remembering to reward yourself for the small, and it doesn't matter. Like, it does not even matter. It might just be, well, this happened today. So you know what? I'm going to get a coffee from Starbucks today. So, or I've been eyeing this pair of shoes. So I'm going to get these shoes because I've finished this part of the project. So just remembering those small things and doing things for yourself, I think those things can definitely help you to stay motivated. And then the last thing is taking on a new role. Stay motivated by working towards something new in the workplace. This could be, and we talked about, we've talked a lot about, moving, being promoted, being elevated. It could be that you are looking to take on more of a leadership position in your job, in your current opportunity. And I always tell people, doesn't mean you don't have to be a manager of people to take on a leader position. So I think that that's really important. You can take that form of leadership, encourage other team members, or you can commit to a new project that is outside of your current role or responsibilities. Now, that's for all my people. That's for all my people who, you like the company where you are working towards finding ways to get promoted and move up inside of the company. So, those friends. But also I think too, consider earning like a certification or completing like some type of getting additional education or getting some type of industry certification to help grow your skill set. So I think like just always taking on new role, opportunity, or learning, right? Okay, so those are the 8. Just really quickly recapping the high level. Choose your goals wisely. 2, know your purpose. 3, remind yourself of your successes. 4, surround yourself with positive and supportive people. 5, get creative. 6, stay positive. 7, reward yourself. And 8, take on a new role. So, friends, those were, I think, 8 things that are possible for you to do and that can really help you as you move forward this year, whether you are in a career you love and you choose to, stay there and you're looking to figure out how can I continue to elevate in my current role, or if you are saying, I know how you felt last year, Kyra, and I'm not doing this for a full year, but I know I need to do it until I can transition out. Or if you're just saying, might be the new year, new opportunity for me all around. So I think those still apply because no matter what segment you find yourself in, you still have to plan for it. I do think, yes, sometimes a different opportunity can fall into your lap if you're not looking. But I find that when you're most prepared, and where you're trying to go, that those things help you to align. They align better, and most times they work out better for you. So remember those as you get deeper into January. Look at your goals, revisit them, look at them monthly. I like to do monthly, but then quarterly, like a full look, and then mid-year, I definitely like to take a look at like my vision board. What did I say my theme for my life was going to be in this year? And then if you don't see it heading that way, guess what? the great thing about life is that you can always change course. So never feel like you're stuck in any situation. You can always change course. And I think you can control that. Okay, so friends, I wish you all a really prosperous and blessed 2023. We are here. We're going to do this thing this year. We're going to keep having conversations about our careers. I'm going to continue to look out for your emails, your suggestions, your tips. So send them over to me at hello@glowupgirl.com. If you want to listen to previous career episodes, as well as the interview episodes for Glow Up Girl, you can catch all those on your favorite podcast platform, or you can watch them on YouTube on our Glow Up Girl channel. Secondly, let me invite you all to join me this Saturday for a free workshop, ladies, called Jumpstart Your Joy. It's on Saturday at Saturday, the 14th at 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. So if you are looking to get some guidance on just how you can jumpstart your career, things that you can do, what can you do to get yourself in the position that you'd like to be in? You know, again, I always bucket it in these three categories. One, you want to elevate in your current career. Two, you want to maybe consider a new job or looking to transition. Or three, you're just like, nope, need to find something. I don't want to do the thing that I'm doing anymore. I'll tell you a little bit more about me and my background. We'll talk through how it would be if you wanted to work with me. And me helping you to build a framework for your career to help you reach the goals that you have set for yourself. So if you want to register for that, you can click the link in the show notes, or you can head over to glowupgirl.com. Hurry, because seats are limited and we are filling up. So that's really exciting. Hope to see some of you there. And I think that's it. That's it, friends. So welcome back. Welcome to the new year. Thank you all for dropping in today and for spending time with me. I will see you all next week. So until then, stay focused, fab, and glow up. Take care, everyone. Work hard, play hard, and slay through the sweat with Nux Active. Nux Active is high-performance activewear that doesn't compromise on the chic. Located in Los Angeles, their diverse, women-operated team oversees every meticulous detail of the design process from the first stitch to the last shipment. They channel positive planet vibes through a commitment to using the best organic fabrics and recycled materials as much as possible. Nux Active is active fashion that flexes and fits like a buttery second skin. Power through Pilates, dare to reach your hit goals, and strive for that extra rep in Nux Active. Run, don't walk over to nuxactive.com, that's NUXACTIVE.com, to check out the latest collection and energizing colorways. And as a gift to you, take 20% off your purchase with promo code GlowUpGirl20, that's GLOWUPGYRL20 at checkout. Make positive moves with Nux Active.